Hello, this is the Headbang Zulu here, better known as Steve. A big congratulations to Andy's Vinyl Den on his 777 subs. Congratulations, buddy. I would have a drink for you, but unfortunately I don't touch the fire water anymore. But I will have a cup of coffee in your honour and raise a toast to you. I'll put some marmalade on it and I'll have it with me coffee in a minute. And yeah, big congratulations, buddy. Just want to do a quick entry to the contest, and it's a really good one. And I remember tapes. I used to collect them because the only reason why we used to collect tapes wasn't for the fact, it's because it's the only fact we could afford them. I don't know if any of the VC members. I was around in 80, 81, 82. CDs then were extremely expensive. I can remember when the average price of a CD was about 17 quid, and you had to be very careful which CD you picked, because that was like, what I was earning then. I only could afford, some weeks I could afford a CD, and when I could, you obviously wanted the best one. But I used to collect a few vinyls as well, but mainly compilation records, because you get a bit of everything. And then I sort of went into some of the groups, but in them days I used to travel up to Birmingham for my stuff. I don't know if anybody remembers it. There used to be a big Virgin shop. It's closed down now, and that's, in there I was like a little kiddie in a sweet shop, and the records were so cheap, the vinyl, and that's when my vinyl collection started to swell. But we had to collect tapes, not because we wanted to, it was out of necessity. Also, I'm not recommending this, we used to record a lot of music as well, and it's totally illegal then, and it is now. And they used to have these machines where you could stick your record on, and we used to bring records around each other's houses, and we'd bring some blank tapes and record them. And it was for personal viewing only. We weren't selling them or anything like that. Then we started to trade them, and that's how the tape trading all started, which I used to do. But yeah, when we bought tapes, I do remember them well, Andy. But with us in England, it wasn't out of we wanted them. It was out of necessity because of the price. So Andy set a great competition. Can we please make a mixtape? Before I want to go any further, you might hear some music in the background. And this is CD I purchased at the Rock Box. So I have shown it before. But it's like folk music, Louisiana bluegrass style, and I'm really enjoying it. I hope I don't get any copyright strikes, but I have been listening to it this morning, and that's the cover. But yeah, so what I did was, and it took me a couple of days to do this, or say a day and a half, was to make a list of what I'd put on a compilation tape. Now there is some rules. I didn't want it too complex because Andy's asked me, because I am introducing somebody to my favourite genre of heavy metal. So I put a lot of anthems on mine. I didn't want to make it too complex. I was going to do a thrash metal because that is my favourite genre of metal. But I thought I'd stick to heavy metal, but keep it simple is my motto. I didn't want to sort of put anything complicated on there. So I just kept to like the anthems and the basic bands, but I put a few twists of my own. And some of you might like them, some of you may, well, why did he pick that record? Why did he pick that record? I've got my own reasons. So without further ado, also for the fact I was going to do Birmingham metal, but I thought no, make it a bit international flavour. But here's my list. The first one's my favourite metal band of all time, period, Judas Priest. Could have picked about 10 of that, but I've gone with Painkiller. The only simple reason was I was actually there and I saw them perform it live and it was awesome. The second one is the record that got me into heavy metal, Run to the Hills, Iron Maiden. I definitely put that on my mixtape. It's a brilliant record. It got to, I think, number 2 or number 3 in the UK charts. It was my intro into heavy metal proper when I decided I was going to be dedicate my life to metal. It was at the time, it was a fantastic song. So any mixtape of mine, that definitely would be on it. The third one has to have some Black Sabbath. Again, I could have picked loads and loads of songs, so I went with Paranoid. I think that got to number 2, number 3 in the charts, about 78. I might be wrong, correct me down below if I am. The next one is got to be on anybody's mixtape. That's Motorhead's Ace of Spades. If I was introducing somebody to heavy metal, I would definitely say go check out Lemmy. Sadly, Motorhead are no longer with us, but any self-respecting metalhead should have some Motorhead in his collection. Right, the next one is I had to throw a Dio track in there because I love Dio. He's one of my favourites. He's definitely in one of my top 5s as well. And I put Don't Talk to Strangers because that's probably my favourite track of his. You just can't go wrong with Dio. He sang with a load of bands. He did a lot of solo stuff, and again, he's just a phenomenal vocalist, and his music's just great. It's fantastic. So I definitely put some Dio in. The next one's AC/DC again. You've got to put AC/DC into a heavy metal mix, and the song I chose is A Whole Lot of Rosie. Yeah, without doubt, it's got to be that number. I could have gone with a few other anthems of theirs, but to me, Whole Lot of Rosie rocks like mad, and it's everything that's good about heavy metal. The next one is I've gone for Wasp. I could have gone with their first album, which is some people say the best, but I don't really agree with that personally. I like some of their later stuff. But undoubtedly my favourite heavy metal album of all time is The Headless Children by Wasp, and I would go for the title track of that album. For the simple reason is it's phenomenally arranged, it's a well written song, and not just metalheads but everybody in the world should listen to the lyrics of that song at least once in their life, and just knock all their heads together and love each other and spread the word and spread the love. And I think it should be law that everybody should listen to that song just once. It's just an amazing track. It's definitely my favourite heavy metal track of all time, and The Headless Children is my favourite heavy metal record of all time, so I've got to put that on there. Another anthem I've got is Twisted Sister's We're Not Gonna Take It. I remember that one when I was a kid, because Twisted Sister was another band got me into heavy metal with Iron Maiden, and I just love that song. It says it all really, because what you got to remember was in the 80s and the early 80s, heavy metal was not as mainstream as it was today. It was really underground there, and everybody else was listening to this new romantic stuff. Then that all came about, like Culture Club. My cousins were bringing Culture Club, and there was no way in God's earth would they get me in makeup. But the great thing about being a metalhead, you just need a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and off you go. There's no way am I putting lipstick on my lips or getting those fancy haircuts or those clothes. I'm going to say something but I won't. And that's me 9. So I had a bit of a quandary what to do on my last track. And I was going to go with Sabotage, but I changed my mind. I'm going with Accept, another band that I've listened to since the beginning of the time. They have got a new lead singer now, but I'm going balls to the wall by Accept. Accept were a German band, but they were very, very influential in the early time of metal. They're a very influential metal band, and that's another record I would put on in my mixtape. But I hope people are thinking about what I put. Please respond downstairs if you agree or disagree with my mix. It'll be interesting to hear. I could have gone for the obvious songs in the case of Wasp or the other ones, but I thought nah, I'll go for my favourite ones because it is my mixtape after all. But I think it'll give anybody a good grounding in metal. I think I've shown you the CD, what music I have, yes, but I am listening to music. But I hope I don't get any copyright strikes. And yeah, I think I've missed one actually. I've got a feeling I might, if I have, another track I would have put on it. That's just to cover me butt in case I haven't done enough. I think I've missed one, and that's Saxon. Would definitely go on a mixtape. I would go for Denim and Leather. Greg would love me for that because that is an awesome song. That's another band I would stick on my mixtape. I've done 11, in case I've only done 9, I don't know, my counting's all skew with. It is 10 o'clock here, and I did have an early start this morning, but it is 10 o'clock here. My head's not functioning yet, so I hope I've got the 11. But take care, folks, until next time. This is the Headbanging Zulu saying, Tom Sients, see ya.